pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilman Wareheim.
Here.
Councilman Creighton.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Here. Okay. Sitting as a Board of Water Commissioners, the Board of Water Commissioners approve the minutes of the meeting of June 2nd, 2015. Also agreement with the State of New York Department of Transportation to adjust and relocate water valve boxes owned by the St. James Water District to be maintained by the St. James Water District. 3, transfer from account the SW2 contingency in the amount of $1,000 and transfer to maintenance repairs in the amount of $1,000.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yeah, here.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. We'll reconvene as a town board now. We'll go through public hearings first. The first public hearing is to consider the town's entry onto a certain real property located at 170 State Route 111, Smithtown, reputedly owned by Jane Tyler D. Carmine for the purpose of remediating and/or removing the structure there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Board. My name is Martin Simon, Assistant Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. Concerning public hearing number 1, each of you has been provided the most recent inspection report concerning this property from yesterday. The property's fallen into disrepair and has indeed been found in violation of 11225A of the Town Code of Town of Smithtown, which is the unsafe buildings section. Furthermore, I believe the property owner and her daughter are here today and wish to address the board about this matter.
Okay.
My name is India DeCarmine. I'm here with my mother, Jane Tyler DeCarmine. Good afternoon. We wanted you to know that the board to know that we have the intention of repairing the property. We've picked up a permit package. We have a fully intent to bring it up to code. My mother and I have lived in this town forever. Well, my mother's lived here her whole life. I now live in Babylon, but
Could you bend the mic down for a little bit? Thank you.
my mother has lived here her whole life. She was raised here in that house and also along the Nessaquag River. I was raised in that house. I am part owner of the house, as is my mother.
Okay.
We fully intend to bring it up to code. We are in the process of getting the permits. We intend to hire Robert Chernak also to help us with that. And we intend to move forward in remediating the property.
Okay. Mr. Town Attorney?
Mr. Supervisor, it seems based on what Mr. Carmine's just represented to this board that it would be reasonable for the board to allow the property owner 30 days or to August 11th to see if any meaningful progress is made with respect to the property and look again on that day.
Okay. All approved, 30-day extension? Town Board?
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
And Supervisor Vecchio.
You have a 30-day extension.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to close the hearing?
I'll move to close that hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Sec-
I'm sorry, one question. Will you come back here in 30 days?
No, just get your permits and start to renovate.
Deal with
Just
the town
can
attorney's office.
contact me, Mr. Carmine.
Town Board to consider the town's entry onto certain real property located at Grandview Lane, Smithtown, reputedly owned by Robert Barnett and Antoinette Barnett for the purpose of remediating and or removing the structure thereat. Anyone here on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Barnett?
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the Town Board. Again, my name is Martin Simon, Assistant Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. The purpose of today's public hearing number 2 is for the Town Board to consider the town's entry upon 4 Grandview Lane in Smithtown for the purposes of removing or remediating the structures at the property which the building department, specifically the building director, has found unsafe pursuant to Section 11225A of the Town Code.
Anybody wish to be heard on this matter? No.
I'm sorry, Supervisor, also, a packet was left with each board member and also filed with the town clerk concerning the inspection report, which was done yesterday by the building department.
Okay. I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Town Board to consider zoning petition number 2015-4 by Bola L.I. Operating Corporation, 80 Stewart Avenue, for change of zone from wholesale service industry to neighborhood business.
You know.
They got 30 days.
Well,
Thank you.
Please.
If I may proceed, Mr. Supervisor?
Please do.
Okay. Appearing on behalf of the applicant, Eugene L. Di Nicola, 200 Railroad Avenue, Sayville, New York. Let the record reflect that the affidavit of posting with photos have been submitted. The affidavit of mailing with return receipts have also been submitted to the town clerk. The petition of Bola Operating Long Island Corp. Is seeking a change of zone from the subject, for the subject parcel from WSI zone to NB District Neighborhood Business for the purpose of constructing a new gasoline filling station with an accessory convenience store, which will include paving and landscape improvements to the site. The subject site is located at the northwest corner of Vanderbilt Motor Parkway, also known as County Route 67, and Moreland Road, which is also known as Wicks Road, Comac. To the north is a hotel. It appears to be a residence-occupied hotel. It was the old Howard Johnson. North of the hotel are industrial buildings, which are part of the Huppog Industrial Park. To the west, the adjacent parcel is occupied by an adult restaurant and lounge known as The Scene. Proceeding further west along the north side of Motor Parkway are office and industrial buildings. To the east, across Moreland Road, are the Tri-Tech multi-story office buildings with extensive parking facilities. To the south, the site fronts on the Vanderbilt Motor Parkway, which actually is in the town of Islip. When you go off the site onto the Vanderbilt Motor Parkway, you are actually in the town of Islip. Across Motor Parkway is the right-of-way and travel lanes of the Long Island Expressway. Moreland Road, which is again also known as Wicks Road, goes under the expressway overpass to the hamlet of Brentwood in the town of Islip. Southeast of the site, that is on the south side of Motor Parkway and east of Wicks Road, is a BP filling station with a 3,000 square foot 7-Eleven convenience store. That, however, is located in the town of Islip. Then there is the entrance ramp to the Long Island Expressway westbound lanes and an exit ramp from the Long Island Expressway westbound lanes onto the Motor Parkway, of course. East of the entrance and exit ramps of the Long Island Expressway is an Applebee's restaurant. Motor Parkway generally is developed commercial, industrial, and large office complexes. Motor Parkway in front of the site has 2 lanes east, 2 lanes west with a striped divider and turning lanes at the intersection. The intersection of Motor Parkway and Moreland Road is controlled by an overhead multi-phase signal with left turn signals. So the lower exhibit gives you an aerial view of the area within the subject site, surrounding the subject site. Now, the site itself, and there is a site plan to my left, contains an area of 24,748 square feet of plot area. It has a frontage on Motor Parkway of 143 feet plus, frontage on Moreland Road of 157 feet plus. It has currently erected thereon a closed three-bay concrete block service station building, and with concrete and asphalt pavement in disrepair. There is no landscape area. It is unsightly and in blighted condition. The site is enclosed with a chain link fence. The site actually has been occupied by the gasoline service station since June 1964, when a certificate of occupancy was issued. The petitioner proposes to demolish all existing structures on the site and erect a motor vehicle fueling station with 8 multi-product dispensers and 2 fuel dispensers beneath a 2,900 plus square foot canopy, and construct a 1,900 square foot convenience store, which will be called a Bowler Mart. To the left of the easel, you'll see the elevation of the proposed building that the applicant will be constructing. Now, the gross floor area of the site, including the canopy and the convenience store, will be approximately 19.5%, less than that which is permitted. The proposed landscape area will contain 5,520 square feet, or 22% of the parcel. As I indicated, right now there is absolutely no landscaping whatsoever at the site. The site will provide 13 parking stalls for the convenience store, plus 3 land bank stalls for a total of 16 spaces. Although the ordinance requires 19 spaces, there will be 16 fueling positions at the dispensers beneath the canopy. Although the 16 spaces beneath the canopy may not be counted toward parking, for all practical purposes, consumers do leave their vehicles at the pump dispensers if they wish to enter the store, pay for their gasoline purchase, or purchase a convenience item. So in reality, you really will have 29 parking spaces at the site. Now, the ITE manual, or the Institute of Traffic Engineers, states that for the type of use proposed by the applicant, that is a convenience store as accessory to a motor vehicle fueling station, the adequate amount of parking is 4 spaces per 1,000 square feet of gross floor area. Therefore, using the ITE parking manual, 8 parking spaces would be adequate for the proposed convenience store. The site will have 2 curb cuts on Motor Parkway and 1 curb cut on Moreland Road. The 2 existing curb cuts on Moreland Road will be consolidated into 1 curb cut, and it will be moved further north, away from the intersection as proposed on the site plan. Right now, there are 2 curb cuts. One is much closer to the intersection. The new convenience store will be located at the northerly portion of the site instead of midway on the site, as is the existing building. There will be an excellent on-site vehicle circulation, as well as access and egress to the adjoining road system. The site will maintain the cross-access to the business parcel to the west, as requested by the planning department. That's right at this location. There will be no repairs or automotive maintenance conducted on the site. The subject site is adjacent to the Hauppauge Industrial Park and is adjacent to large office complexes such as the Tritech office building and the Reckler R office building, among others. Additionally, the petitioner's operation will have to compete with the 3,000 square foot 7-Eleven store, which is on the south side of Motor Parkway and slightly east of the site. Again, on the town of Islip side. Because of the foregoing reasons and more, the need to be able to service customers anticipated from the industrial area, the office complexes, and the traffic in the existing stream, a larger convenience store is being requested at this unique location. There are no residential areas in proximity to the subject site. Now, the convenience store will have a classic architectural appearance with brick veneer, pilasters or pillars at the four corners of the building, an extended portico, entrance with columns, beige coins on each pilaster, and again, the elevation is to the left of the easel. The convenience store will have a height of 17 feet 7 inches at the corner pillars and a height of 15 feet 5 inches to the parapet. The total floor area ratio of the convenience store will be 7.5%. The canopy will have all lighting recessed into the deck, and it will also contain the fire suppression system. The canopy, of course, is a necessary improvement since the current site does not have a canopy, as it protects the consumer at the self-service dispensers from the elements while they fill their vehicles. Now, the subject site is currently zoned WSI Wholesale Service Industry. The zoning district permits a filling station as a special permit use from the Board of Zoning Appeals, as does the NB district. The petitioner requires a change of zone to the NB district because the convenience store sales may not exceed 350 square feet, and the building may not exceed 1,000 square feet. In both instances, the applicant will have a larger facility. The petition is proposing 1,900 square feet of gross floor area and the sales area of approximately 984 square feet. Aside from the size differences, however, a gasoline filling station with a convenience store may be erected on the site. Convenience stores accessory to motor vehicle fueling stations is the modern manner of marketing in the retail gasoline business today. The uses are integrated and compatible in the current retail sales business for gasoline filling stations. Gasoline filling stations are much cleaner and quieter with convenience stores instead of repair bays. Now, if the change of zone for the development proposed by the applicant is granted by this board, there will be no discernible impacts. The site has had an operating gasoline filling station since approximately 1964, although it is presently closed. The site as proposed will have a much better design for ingress and egress, on-site traffic circulation, and certainly a much better appearance architecturally and landscape-wise. There is no activity that is conducted behind this building. The site will be attractively landscaped. The area within which the subject parcel is located has a predominantly large office complex and industrial zoning pattern, all in proximity to the site. The site fronts on a major county highway which runs parallel to the Long Island Expressway with exit and access ramps in close proximity, each road carrying thousands of cars per day. And although the applicant is requesting a change to NB zone, it is primarily a gasoline filling station. It is an automotive-related business, and the town has encouraged this type of use to locate on major traffic thoroughfares. It is automotive-related, with convenience store as a convenience to motorists who purchase gasoline products for their vehicles. As proposed, it fits the zoning pattern and comprehensive plan. It is a compatible use with the existing uses. Now, the proposed use will serve the needs of the industrial and office complexes for gasoline purchases and convenience items, as well as motor vehicles in the traffic stream. The gasoline dispensers are equipped with card readers, so customers using credit cards do not even have to enter the convenience store to pay for their gasoline purchase if they choose not to do so. If the change of zone is approved, it will permit the petitioner to pursue the proposed redevelopment, which will be a vast improvement over the existing conditions on the site. The modernization of the site will improve its attractiveness for the area and the town at large. It will be an attractive, neatly maintained property providing a service and product for the community and the town at large. It will provide a stable tax base for the town for many years to come, and not only will it generate higher real estate taxes, it will also generate sales tax revenue, which of course, primarily the county gets the advantage of that. The applicant's proposal will create a new, attractive landscape property with an aesthetically pleasing appearance. The redevelopment of the site will generate approximately 30 jobs during construction and approximately 10 jobs thereafter on a permanent basis. Now, there are other locations in the town of Smithtown for which a change of zone to NB from WSI has been granted to permit the construction of a gasoline filling station with a convenience store, which exceeds the convenience store exceeding 1,000 square feet and exceeding the 350 square foot convenience store limitation. That, again, being in the WSI zone. Since the location of the subject site is unique due to the location and proximity of the Hauppauge Industrial Park and the large office complexes, the size of the proposed convenience store will not create a precedent. If this board grants the petitioner's request, it would encourage the orderly development of the site and permit the development of a viable commercial use at this location. The Suffolk County Planning Commission has indicated the petition is a matter of local determination. Now, the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown, at its public hearing on May 6, 2015, passed a motion to recommend approval of the change of zone petition for the change of zone from WSI to NB District with the stated reasons. It is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The proposed zoning permits land uses that are more compatible with the Hauppauge Industrial Park, and the rezoning would not tend to set an undesirable precedent. The recommendation vote of the planning board was unanimous. The recommendation did, however, have conditions, that being that when it goes to the Board of Appeals for the special exception, that the Board of Appeals judges the application from their perspective, as well as the Board of Site Plan Review when it comes up for site plan review and approval, again, assuming this board grants the change of zone. The proposal of the petitioner is consistent with the comprehensive plan in that it advances the intent of the plan to establish a use that supports and is a complement to the Hauppauge Industrial Park. The Planning Department has determined that the rezoning will not likely cause a significant traffic impact because the site is currently used as a filling station and the site is small and the highways upon which it fronts can accommodate large volumes of traffic. I do have a traffic study that I will submit, Mr. Supervisor, for the board's review. It has been prepared by a qualified engineer. I have a traffic study for each individual. If you have any questions, rather than have the traffic expert testify, if you have any questions regarding traffic at the site, we'd be pleased to have Mr. Papazian answer them. Has respectfully requested that this board favorably consider the petitioner's request for the change of zone from WSI to NB, and I thank the board for their courtesy and time.
Thank you. Anybody wish to be heard on this application? No, ma'am, if you want to speak, you need to come up to the microphone.
I just have a question.
You have to come up to the microphone.
Do we have access to that traffic report? That's all. Do the residents have access?
Yeah, absolutely. You want a copy, we'll get you a copy.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? If not, I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Okay, that concludes public hearings. Appointments by the supervisor. Supervisor hereby appoints Patricia Westlake to the Youth Advisory Board from July 15, 2015 through December 31, 2017.
Give this star.
Same length of office for appointment of Courtney Grafstein to the Youth Advisory Board. Vinnie? That's done. We have a special event application for, this is a second reading for the Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce. First reading for Smithtown 350-year celebration, and the first reading for the Smithtown High School East Homecoming Parade. Special event permit for Suffolk County Kennel Club Dog Show, first reading. And we have on file a building department report that's here for the perusal of anyone. Does anybody wish to be heard for or against the granting of those permits? If not, we'll move on.
Advertise for public hearing. Number one, the town board authorize the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the Victor T. List Boardroom, 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, on the 11th day of August 2015 at 2 p.m. to consider various proposed amendments to Chapter 322 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown entitled Building Zone Ordinance.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor.
Yes.
Item 2, advertise for public hearing. The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the Eugene A. Canataro Senior Citizen Center, 420 Middle Country Road, Smithtown, New York, at 7 p.m. on the 24th day of September 2015, considered zoning petition 2015-01 by Storybook Meadows LLC for modification to covenants and restrictions placed on zone change petition 90-3A for property located on the north side of Smithtown Boulevard.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 3, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at Town Hall 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, on the 11th day of August 2015 at 2 p.m. to consider local law 3-2015 to amend Chapter 322 of the Town Code of the Town of Smithtown entitled Article 6, Supplementary Use of Building Regulations.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Under resolutions, the town board to do study and deliberation of subject record to issue a secret negative declaration determination of non-significance. As per 1A, the town board has to do study and deliberation of subject record to issue a negative dec on Prospect LLC for Prospect Sports as per the printed agenda, 1A, other agenda item.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Number 2, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned at Town Hall, 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, on the dates indicated at 11 a.m. Bid number 15-047, Office 365 Email Migration Services, July 30th, 2015, and bid number 15-048, Pole Installation and Traffic Signal Maintenance and Signal Pole Installation, July 30th, 2015.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 3, the town board to award the following bids and to authorize the purchase of the associated goods and services as per 3A, B, and C. Bid number 15-029, street lighting material to Kelly Hayes City Energy Best LED Group, Form Plastics as per bid opening May 14, 2015. B, bid number 15-040 for full road defamation. And C, bid number 15-033 for lumber and plywood, all as per the printed agenda.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 4, the town board to approve the following as before 1 through B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and I'll just read them as we go along, through V. Town board regular meeting, April 7th, 2015, 2 p.m. It's in the minutes, yes. B, Supervisor Patrick R. Vecchio's appointment of Patricia K. Westlake to the Youth Advisory Board. Supervisor Patrick R. Vecchio's appointment of Kathleen Gefstein to the Youth Advisory Board. Change order agreement with Patek for local and long-distance telephone service. Town Board to accept the attached proposal from L.K. McLean Associates. The rejection of all bids received March 26, 2015 in connection with bid number 15-018 for CNG powered tractor truck. G, the rejection of all bids of April 23, 2015 in connection with bid number 15-017 for telescoping ladder. H, the Planning Department, Development Department, and the Community Development Corporation of Long Island to apply for additional FSS administration funding to authorize the Planning and Community Development Department as do as same. I, the town clerk, to issue a special event permit to the Nesconset Chamber of Commerce. J, amend resolution 2015-38 capital equipment lease. K, the town board hereby declares certain real property located at 21 Heather Drive, Kings Park, New York, town of Smithtown. Said property repeatedly owned by Charles Ritchie in violation of Chapter 222 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown, and further determines that the said owner has failed to remediate the violations after a 72-hour notice. Accordingly, the town board hereby demands that the property owner remove all rubbish and debris, tall grass, weeds, and overgrown vegetation pursuant to the attached notice. L, town attorney or appropriate official to enter into a stipulation of settlement agreement for various tax certiorari years. M, Joseph Tamborski of the State University of New York at Stony Brook to have access to town property located at Landing Avenue Park. N, Amendment to Chapter 322 of the Code of Town as it relates to Hop Park Industrial Overlay District, public hearing May 21st, 2015, SEQR, May 21st, 2015. O, adoption of local law 2-2015, amending Chapter 245 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown entitled Streets and Sidewalks, and to add a new article, utility poles, towns, road and right-of-ways as per public hearing. P, modification of community development program budgets for years 38, 39, and 40. Q, serial bonds 1 through 5 for the issuance of $189,678. R, serial bonds number 2 through 5, issuance of serial bonds in an amount of $146,450. S, serial bonds number 3 or 5, authorizing the issuance of up to $4,122,820. T, serial bond 4 through 5, the issuance of $279,972. And U, serial bonds 5 of 5, the issuance of $189,000. And V, the sale of 1 density flow rights from the town's density flow rights bank pursuant to Chapter 323 of the Town Code as per V of the printed agenda.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Item number 5, the Town Board to approve the following zoning matters. 5A, the Town Board to approve zoning petition 2015-A by the Town of Smithtown, 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, to amend the building zone map so as to include certain land in the HIP, Hop Park Industrial Park Overlay District pursuant to a memorandum of the Town Planning Director dated March 15, 2015, public hearing March 21, 2015, and secret on May 21, 2015.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Item number 6, the Town Board to authorize the acceptance of 6A and B cash in lieu of performance bond, the amount of $5,027, and cash donations as per the printed agenda A and B.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Item number 7, the Town Board to authorize the Controller to execute the following as per 7A through F: a transfer, an increase in revenue code, a transfer, and a transfer, all as per the printed agenda.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Item number 8, the Town Board to authorize the Supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the Town Attorney, agreement with New York State Department of Transportation regarding the relocation and adjustment of Town of Smithtown water mains.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Number 9, the Town Board to approve settlement of the following per matters as per the printed agenda 9A for the amount of $652.21.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Number 10, the Town Board to authorize release of 10A Apple Bank Passbook 43000065-2 in the amount of $5,027 as per the printed agenda item.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes.
Let me see, Town Board to authorize the following personnel matters as per 11A through L. We have a part-time appointment, Recreation Aid in the Recreation Department, a promotion, Senior Clerk Typist in the Traffic Safety Department.
Jay? You have Jay there?
Yes, I got it, yes. Seasonal reappointments, the Recreation Department, full-time appointments for kennel attendant for the animal shelter, salary change as per the attached lists for various rates of pay for the Department of Parks, Buildings, and Grounds. Promotion of Anthony Canone, provisional position of Traffic Engineer 3. G, seasonal appointments and reappointments of the attached list for the Recreation Department. H, full-time appointment of Liam J. Trotter to the position of Provisional Planner for the Planning and Community Development Department. I, part-time appointment Clerk Typist for the Highway Department. Part-time appointment of Robert Plume for Fire Marshal 1 at the amount of $17.60 per hour. Full-time appointment of Susan M. Hanson to the position of Animal Shelter Supervisor. And L, seasonal appointment of Ashley DeSante, Lifeguard for the Parks Department, all as per the printed agenda, A through L.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
No on B and F, yes on everything else.
Councilman Wareheim?
No on B and F. For the record, I prefer to wait until we begin deliberations on the 2016 budget. Yes on the rest.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Victor?
Yes. We have 3 read-ons that are not on your printed agenda. The Town Board to authorize the Supervisor to execute an amendment agreement with Sumitra Chatterjee, MD, to provide services to the town as the doctor on staff for Horizons Counseling and Educating Center. The agreement to run from November 30th, 2014 to November 19th, 2015 on a form approved by the town attorney.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Town Board to approve an amendment to the collective bargaining agreement with the SAG Union concerning the position of animal shelter supervisor on a form approved by the town attorney and executed by the supervisor.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Also, Town Board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Code, that application 2014-07 is consistent with the LWRP, subject to conditions as stated in the July 7, 2015 memorandum from the principal planner.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. We have another? Okay. We'll reconvene as a site plan review board. Town Board to approve, conditionally approve site plan number 15-04, Liberty Moving and Storage for proposed warehouse addition in the Hot Park Industrial Park. Conditionally approved site plan number 15-04, Liberty Moving and Storage for a proposed 18,642 square foot warehouse addition to an existing 67,806 square feet warehouse. The
Councilwoman-
location is, I'll have to finish for the lady, location northwest corner of Mullen Road and Mole Drive in Hop Park.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Also, Town Board to approve the minutes of the site plan board dated June 2nd, 2015. The applicant, owner of VEA 181st Realty, is requesting that the Board of Planning Board, that number 2 has been withdrawn, I'm sorry.
What's
Come-
the-
Number 3 has been withdrawn. Number 4, conditionally approved site plan 15-05, Smithtown Acura for a proposed 2,320 square foot addition to a motor vehicle showroom, location in Middle Country Road and Doyle Street. That's it.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes, and 5, conditionally approved site plan on 1501 called Prospect Sports for proposed commercial public recreation use with outdoor athletic fields, 4 buildings totaling 185,400 square feet, to be built in 4 phases on 44.5 acres, location north side of Old Northwood Road.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Wishing to be heard, Mr. Lettieri, HIA.
My name's Tony Lettieri. I'm a member of the Hot Dog Industrial Association and a lifetime board member. Dear Supervisor and members of the board, on behalf of HIA LI Hot Dog Industrial Association, I want to thank you for the effort you are making to create an overlay district for the Hot Dog Industrial Park. A special thank you goes to Councilman Tom McCarthy, Chair of the Overlay District, David Flynn in Planning Department, and also Russell Barnett in the Environmental Department. Without their participation, this plan that you approved would have never happened. This town board and previous town boards realize how important the Hot Dog Industrial Park is to the people of Smithtown, and keeping it thriving is no small task. There are towns on Long Island and other parts of New York State, and in fact around America, that are trying to steal these companies from the town of Smithtown. It's a credit to this town board for understanding the needs of this industrial park and addressing them. So thank you very much, and we really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mr. Len Gumbert?
Hi, I've been a resident of St. James over 50 years. I just would like to take the task or ask this board, can they send a memo to your tree division or arbor division? I have called several times, and to get an answer, well, you know, we got a lot of trees in this town. There's something wrong. 4 years ago in the winter, I had been calling them, a tree was going to fall, sure enough, and an ice storm right down. The neighbors on the street, we got out our saws and cut it up, and when the highway department came, I asked them to please speak to those people about taking the other half of the tree down. They did, and it came down. Now calling them for another tree, it's ready to fall, and it's right on my property, but it's your tree. Could somebody send them a memo and ask them to just look at it and see it is dead, there's no leaves on it?
Why don't you just send me the locations of those trees that you're talking about, or the one tree?
There's two trees,
Well, give me the location. When I leave here-
15 Great
Well, I
Oak
don't
Road.
have- Okay.
15 Great Oak Road, St. James.
Okay. Okay.
And the other issue, I don't know how you people feel about it, but drones are a big concern to me. I hear that Huntington is starting a position, the town of Huntington, to at least address the drone issue and put some qualifications out there. I personally don't feel like having some drone 200 feet over my backyard looking at me, maybe. I might not be a pretty sight, but I have to say, I think I do have some rights as far as privacy and airspace. I would ask this board to maybe check with Huntington how far they've gotten on it, or any other community, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yvonne,
no, I
Katz?
agree.
Maggie, are you prepared? Susan?
Sure.
Good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Katz. I have nothing absolutely against Hapo. However, we need to be neighborly, because what is taking place is really tremendous abuse of power. According to zoning code 322, attachment 9.3 and 322-3, the non-nuisance industry, the shipping center operations at computer share of computer share at 71 and 69 Mall Drive, and Mission Foods at 77 Mall Drive do not belong in the classification of light industry zoning. In addition, section 207-2A, no person shall suffer, allow, or permit to be made verbally, electronically, or mechanically any noise disturbances. The electronic manipulation of traffic, engines, and white noise that is being utilized to mask the violations on Mall Drive is in itself a violation of this section. The building department refuses to issue a case number, and as per my conversation with Mr. Y on July 10, 2015, the building department has no case. Even after I filed an official complaint, Mr. White explained to me this is a particular case and it's exempt from normal protocol and procedure by orders of someone. He refused to identify who. Therefore, any complaints must be only addressed and handled by public safety or the town attorney, who will not speak with me to explain what is going on with this town. He additionally said, you are not going to get any communications from the building department. The public safety department does not have a case either, and claim every time I call, they sent somebody to check the noise, and they have not yet found anything. The question is, why are taxpayers' money being wasted on a goose-chasing farce? I have been complaining over a year and a half, and you are telling me that for a year and a half, every time I call, you send someone and nothing is found? wouldn't you have somebody come to my house and confront me and ask me, what are you complaining about? This has not happened yet, since I've been reporting these violations. On Saturday, at 2 o'clock in the morning, the noise was blasting. I called the dispatcher, and I asked him, what are you doing about it? He says, your complaints are unfounded. And I said, if they are unfounded, send somebody and confront me about these unfounded complaints. And he said, if you want to be interviewed, call the police. The issue is not to be interviewed. You keep
Mrs.
on
Katz?
claiming that there are no grounds. I have made a presentation to the town attorney, to public safety, to Mr. Flynn about all these violations, and you keep on lying. You are abusing your power. You are causing suffering. You are harming
Mrs. Katz, you've
us.
exceeded your 3 minutes.
Yes, but I need an explanation. The town attorney does not respond. The members do not respond.
Oh, Ms.
The
Katz, allow me
Smithtown
to
Department-
respond.
All right.
Okay?
Go sit down. You can respond.
Your 3 minutes are up,
You
Mrs. Katz.
cast accusations that white noise is emanating from the industrial park. You're alleging that the town of Smithtown itself is creating that noise to defend the industrial park. That's entirely unfounded and baseless. We have 343 complaints registered. We've expended over 300 hours of personnel time, over $20,000. And we've been unable to find any violations in the area. At this point,
Okay,
do you
so let
not
me
think
ask
that
you-
we would
Let him
issue?
finish.
Do you not think that we would issue violations at this point if any existed?
Sir, let me ask you something. Doesn't that in itself says how incompetent your departments
No,
are?
that's demonstrated-
I have
Mrs.
driven.
Katz, Mrs. Katz,
No, sir. No, sir.
Mrs. Katz,
You have
Mrs.
an
Katz, allow
incom-
me. Mrs. Katz,
You
allow
are
me.
lying.
Mrs. Katz, allow me.
You are lying,
You're
just
li-
like Mr. McCarthy. Yes, Mr. McCarthy.
Mrs.
why
Katz,
don't
allow
you
me.
return my calls? And he says, I
Mrs.
have spent
Katz.
hundreds of hours on the phone with you. Not once he has spoken with me on the phone. You are lying, sirs.
Allow me to talk. Ms. Katz, the report,
I'm sorry, okay? I want the evidence from these 300
She was giving it
investigations
email to
that
her.
you claiming, because I have evidence, sir. I have.
my understanding is that
What is
report was
going on?
emailed to you.
You're,
I'm going to move
It
to
has
end the
not
meeting.
been, I don't need a report. Don't
Miss-
touch me. Don't touch me.
Mrs. Katz,
I do
here-
not need
Mrs.
a
Katz,
report.
here's your,
Wait for him to stop talking.
I move to close the
Supervisor back
meeting.
there.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy. Councilman Wareheim.
Here's your report you
Councilman
wanted,
Creighton.
the traffic report.
Councilwoman Noack.
Do you